Alrighty then. High school basketball action on Big Oldies Radio. I'm Mike Rushing with Brent Littrell, and we're just about a minute away from the starting lineups announced and opening tip-off for the boys action. Wayne County Wildcats come in with a 13-7 overall record. They are 1-1 in district play. Their starting lineups, they'll have senior Logan Davis, wears number 10. Another senior, number 25, Cayman Canfield. Have a junior, Nate Beavis, wears number 32. Number 33, Case Butler, another junior. And they've got a sophomore in the lineup, number 12, Case Bryant. They are coached by Ryan Franks. The Collinwood Trojans starting lineup, mostly seniors, but not all. You got one junior in the lineup, but the seniors are number 3, Brody Holt, number 5, Cole Reisner, 25, Tate Linville, and number 13, Patch Craig, and they'll have junior number 10, and that is Bennett Rich. Trying to find his name on there. I couldn't even. It's one of those senior moments down here. Okay, so we'll have the PA announcer and getting the starting lineups in just a minute. In the meantime, your Trojans come in at they come in at 9-10 overall and 0-2 in district play so far. Probably should be a good matchup tonight here. As the Trojans have had some trouble knocking down shots this year, but, they've been competitive in most games. And, I think on any given night they can come up with a win. These Wildcats are a pretty good shooting team from maybe the outside. We'll see one of the better district players here as well tonight in Cayman Canfield. As we see, he's, as far as we've known and found out, he's the all-time leading scorer for the Wildcats here as he went over 2,000 points a week or so ago. So it should be a pretty good contest, Brent. And what does it take for either team? What do they got to do here in this game?
Yeah, like I said, Collinwood is they played solid all year. They've got to knock down some shots to win the game, and they're playing against I think the Cats went all the way to the state finals last year.
Yeah.
So they're playing one of the best teams not only in the district but in the state. So
right.
If somebody gets hot, we can definitely win the basketball game.
And it's my opinion here in boys action here in 1A basketball, I think this might be the strongest district in the state this year, which all 4 teams are good, solid boys teams here this year. And, here Trojans come in with a pair of losses. They've lost to a really good Perry County team and a pretty good team from Clifton and Frank Hughes in a tough loss last Friday night. Your Cats, as you said, they've made a deep run last year. There's nothing that says they won't again this year, and they had a tough loss last week to a very good Perry County team. Perry County sits at 2-0. You've got your Frank Hughes and your Wildcats both here with a 1-1 district records, and then the Trojans still searching for their first win. But, any one of these 4 teams could go in and get hot in the tournament and take it.
Yes, and they can go not just get hot in the tournament, they could go a long way.
Long way. And hopefully we might get to see that this year. It'd be fun to go to see some good tournament action and some of our county teams here get represented. But all of them, Perry County's got a very good team, a young team up there. So we're set up for some good, solid boys games here for the next couple of seasons. All right, we're about ready for tip-off. As we're here, we'll have Brody Holt jumping against Butler. That's Case Butler. As we're just about to get set, the officials will get the ball and come out. Here's the whistle. And we're set for the tip. Here's the toss up. It's tipped over and controlled by Collinwood. Linville will have it handed off to Patch Craig as he'll bring it across the line as the game is underway. Pass goes into Linville down in the corner. Looking for Reisner. He's covered by Davis. Gets it over to Craig, who wanted to drive, but he can't. Gets it back to Linville. Here's a lob to the inside. Tried to get it up over Butler. Knocked it away, and it's stolen. Here's Camfield on the run. Gets it down. There's in the corner to Beavis. Beavis's pass is going to go out of bounds. He tried to get a cutting Butler, and the pass was too wide and goes out of bounds to be Collinwood ball.
That last play, the last possession by the Trojans, the force it to Brody. All the teams are ready for that. Nice drive.
Here's a drive into the basket for two for Bennett Rich. And the first points of the ball game is for Collinwood. Here's Davis on the wing. It's down to Beavis in the corner. Back to Davis. Davis is going to set up the offense. He'll come out to the top of the key now. We're just inside this midcourt circle. They're going to give him some room to dribble as they'll try to run. Here's a cutter to Bryant. Tries to get it inside to Camfield. Camfield working. Spins, gets it to Butler. He drives, kicks it out to Beavis. He pull up jumper, good. So Nate Beavis with the first basket. Sorry, Brett, I left you hanging there.
Oh, we're good.
We got 2 points by Rich and 2 points by Beavis. You can't keep score without a book, can you? Here's a steal at half court. Camfield lays it up off the glass, good, and draws the foul.
You need to get that foul before he gets to the rim.
Yeah, if you're gonna foul him, right, you're gonna have to get that before he makes the layup. He went up with a left-handed layup, and Bennett Rich was trailing him, picked up the foul. First foul of the game, and the Cats lead 4-2 with Cayman Camfield going to the line to shoot one. Free throw on the way, rolls around good. It rolled in, rolled out, ran, and fell back in. So it's 5-2 with a minute and a half gone off the clock. Here's Craig, comes across the line. Wants to work one-on-one against Bryant. Gets it over to Reisner. Reisner against Davis. Reisner goes inside, pulls it up, trying to get it to Holt, and we're going to get a foul inside. Got a little too much contact by Butler in there, and that's going to be the first foul on the Cats. His first. 6:14 to play in the quarter. Get it into Holt, over to Craig. Craig finally finds Bennett over on the left side. He'll bring it around and hand it back off to Patch Craig. Craig wants to work one-on-one against Bryant. Takes it, pulls it up now. Needs to find somebody. Gets it out to Linville. Linville wants to drive in. He has it knocked loose. Picks it back up. Pass inside to Reisner. Here's a shot up off the glass. Won't fall. The battle for the rebound is loose. Davis comes out, runs the other way, kicks it over the wing for a three. Good. And that was Bryant. Takes Bryant with the three. It's an 8-2 ball game here early on. So after the first basket of the game by Collinwood, the Cats have run off 8 straight here. Here's Craig. Finds Bennett Rich. 15-foot jumper, good.
Got it.
So that breaks the run, and it's 8-4. Bennett Rich has all 4 for Collinwood. There's Butler, gets it back to Davis, who's at the top of the key, and he'll set up the offense. Man-to-man. Kicks it over to Beavis on the wing. Back to Butler up high. Free throw line jumper off the mark. Rebound by Reisner. He wants to run with it. Now he's going to pull it back out. Didn't have the numbers. Gets it into the corner. Now he wants to drive baseline. Kicks it over to Holt. He lays it up, and he blows the layup.
Man, that was good. Good pass.
Running the other way. Got a three-pointer from the wing. No good. Rebound. Knocked away and out of bounds. And it'll be last touch by Collinwood, according to the official.
Yeah. That's a good rebound by Bennett. Just come up short on that call.
Yeah, I guess he said you probably caught him on the leg on the way down on the roll. Here's a nice pass on the inside. It's picked up by Beavis. He'll drive baseline. Goes up and under. Runs out of room. Now he's going to have to get rid of it and get back out. Gets to Davis. Davis on the outside. Trying to get a ball screen as he'll drive inside. His little layup is no good. But a foul is going to be called on Cole Reisner.
Had a bad angle. Pretty good block, but it was too much body down low.
Yeah. Set to get a couple of substitutions in for the Cats. Looks like Case and Mosley and Drew Bogus both are set to come in. as Davis will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot on the way, good. So now the substitutions that will come in as Butler and Beavis will take a seat for Wayne County. 9-4 your score, 4:24 to go first quarter. Logan Davis, the senior, second shot on the way, also good. And it's 10-4, lead is 6. Collinwood, no full court pressure as they'll walk it down the line with Craig. Craig will give directions as he dribbles over to the left side, trying to find somebody now as he gets out front to Reisner. Man-to-man, here's Reisner, gets the screen, goes up, shot off the glass, good. Cole Reisner with the basket, and it's 10-6. Just under 4 minutes to play first quarter. Here's a kick to the outside. A drive for the shot, the left-hander off the glass and good, and that was Mosley. A couple of freshmen came into the game, and Mosley and Bogus, and he has a good drive and good finish. 12-6. Here's a pass into the corner. Reisner behind the back, has it knocked away and stolen. Here's Camfield, another breakaway, and he's going to get fouled again. He didn't make the layup this time, but Rich got him again. That's his second foul. That's going to send Camfield to the line to shoot 2. And we'll get a substitution here. Looks like Brandon Gray is set to come in. He'll probably going to come in for Bennett Rich. He'll get set on the line to get ready for the free throw. Kamen Camfield. He eyes the mark. Shot on the way. Good. 13-6 as Gray will come in and Rich will go to the bench. And now they'll get Stetson Holt up as he looks like he may be going to go in as well. Second shot rattle is no good. Brody Holt clears the rebound. So Camfield's 1 of 2 on free throws and a 7-point lead. Craig across the line, gets in the corner to Linville, back out front to Reisner. Reisner back to Linville in the corner again. Cross-court pass to Craig. He wants to drive inside, pulls up in the lane, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Mosley. He wants to break it all the way, pulls up inside. Now he can get back outside to Bogus. There's Davis up high, gets a screen, trying to work one-on-one as they made a good switch that time. And we're going to get a travel as Mosley tried to make a move, and then he was called for traveling on that. See, Stetson Holt will come in for Collinwood now. He'll replace Tate Linville. 2:50 to play, first quarter. 13-6 your score in favor of the Cats. Craig gets it to Stetson Holt. Got Stetson and Brody Holt both in the game, so we'll use first names. Here's Craig in the corner. Gets it over to Gray. Cross-court pass to Stetson. He thought about a 3. And then he'll pick it up and give it to Reisner. Reisner trying to work one-on-one against Davis. Another cross-court pass over to Craig. Craig gets it back to Stetson. Here's a move inside. A little runner. Good. Teardrop. A little teardrop, as you call it. Stetson Holt with a basket. He cuts the lead to 5. 2:10 to play, first quarter. Here's Davis out front. Being guarded by Reisner. Gets it over to Bogus. One to get it in, back to Davis out front. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound, but backed up and good by Camfield. Camfield just too tall for Patch Craig on that rebound.
Yeah, Patch had position, but not the height needed.
Gave up too many inches on that one. Here's Brandon Gray on the wing. Cross-court pass to Stetson Holt. He's going to try a long three-pointer off the mark. Long rebound, cleared by Camfield. He's going to bring it down himself. Kicks it over to Bryant. Bryant working on Stetson Holt. He drives into the lane. His shot off the glass. Good. Nice move.
That's a tough shot.
Nice drive by Case Bryant on that. 17-8 your score. 1:20 to play, first quarter. Craig brings it across the line. Sets up the offense. Has the ball knocked away from him and stolen. Bryant picks it up. Tries to get a pass across to Camfield, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Wildcat ball. Going to get another substitution. Logan Davis will go to the bench as Warren Camfield will come in. And we've got two Camfields in the game for the Cats now. I got a Warren and Kamen, so we'll go that way. Try to avoid any confusion, which is not easy for me to do. Here's a lob pass that came in and chased down by Bryant. He's going to try a three from up high. No good. Rebound, Brody Holt. Lob pass came in there. Nobody was ready for it. Here's a pass down into the corner. Back out front to Reisner. Here's a lob to the inside. And he's just not going to get it to them.
They were two on him.
Here's Bogus, takes this one all the way to the hoop, and he scores.
Nobody stopped the ball.
He's the one that got the steal and brought it all the way down for the basket. Cats lead by 11. It's 19-8 with 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Stetson looking inside. Now he's going to lob it, try this lob again. It gets it to Brody Holt in there, and his turnaround jumper is good.
That's a great catch by Brody.
Yeah, that didn't look like it was going to get there, but he's able to grab the ball and put it in. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's a three-pointer from the wing, and that's Bogus knocking it down. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds. Here's a steal on the inbound. Camfield lays it up, and he scores right at the buzzer, and it's at the end of one. It's a 14-point lead. It's the Cats 24 and the Trojans 10. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a minute. It's high school basketball action on Big Oldies Radio. We get 23 to 10. You may miss a free throw somewhere.
Who's free throw that?
I don't know. Let's see. We have to undo that.
I got behind on somebody.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to high school basketball action from Collinwood, where the Wildcats exploded here in the first quarter for 24 points.
We'll give him a free throw.
All right. We're about set. It's going to be Wayne County ball.
There we go.
As we start second quarter, they'll bring it in to Davis, and he'll bring it across the timeline. He'll set it up. Collinwood going to switch over. Looks like maybe a little bit of a man-to-man, maybe a 2-3 zone now.
We're 2-3.
Here's a drive on the inside. Pass is knocked away and stolen. Here's
Good job.
A steal and a foul. Good anticipation by Stetson Holtz. He stepped into the passing lane and picked that one off, and then he picked up the foul on Logan Davis. That was his first, team first. So Collinwood will have the ball side rear court. Bring it in with Linville. He'll bring it in across the line now. Gray trying to find a cutter. He'll shoot this pass over to Reisner. Reisner working one-on-one. Trying to get this one over to Linville. Linville wants to drive inside. His shot up off the glass is no good, but he drew a foul.
Good drive.
Okay, try to figure that. Warren Camfield, you got Warren and Kamen Camfield into the game. Looks like you're going to get Case Bryant back into the game.
Is he shooting?
No, I think he blew the whistle over here for the substitution after they'd handled the ball. So that's going to send Davis, who's got 2 fouls, now to as Case Bryant will come back into the ball game. Here the pass comes in and it's stolen. Running the other way, here's Bryant, kicks it over into the corner. There's Bogus with the 3. It's missed. Mosley with the rebound, trying to find some room, kicks it back out to Camfield. Back inside there. And he lays it up and in. It was a good pass from Kamen Camfield into Mosley for an easy bucket. 26-10. Here's Linville trying to find somebody. He's going to has his pass stolen now. Here's Bryant wanting to run the other way. Lays this one down into Bogus.
Good D by Bennett.
I'm getting mixed up on Bogus and Beavis, but his shot was missed.
Nice.
Nice spin move down on the other end. The shot rolls off the rim. Here's Brandon Gray, who finally gets it and puts it back in.
Good job.
A great drive and move by Cole Reisner, but the shot just rolled right off.
That was nice.
Fortunately, Brandon Gray was there to put it back in. Here's a three-pointer down on the other end. Shot is missed. Rebound tipped away and finally recovered by Tate Linville. He'll get it to Reisner, who brings it across. 26-12 as we approach the 6-minute mark in the first half. Reisner trying to drive baseline, goes up and under for a reverse layup. The shot won't go. Cayman Camfield clears the rebound. He wants to run with it. He comes all the way down. Almost lost it. Now gets it back. There's Warren Camfield. Tries to make a move, and he's going to get called for traveling. And you said it many times before, you know, some officials call traveling calls a lot closer than others, and looks like this is the one that did. That was a little bit of more of a pivot.
a little ticky-tacky, but we'll take it.
Craig goes to the scorer's table there, gets set to come in as Collinwood has the ball in here. Reisner on the wing, drives baseline. His shot is blocked off the glass, and they're going to get a foul. I don't know if that was on Mosley. It was on Casey Mosley, picking up his first foul. Team's third sends Cole Reisner to the line to shoot two. First shot up, good. And now Patch Craig will enter back into the game, and Stetson Holt will take a seat. Mosley goes out as Butler comes back in. Second shot is up and good, so Reisner hits them both, cuts the lead to 12. It's 26-14. Butler will get it to Beavis, who come back in for the Cats. Here's a pass down into the post, and a turnaround left-hander is up and good by Camfield. That's Cayman Camfield. And he is the only Camfield in the game now, so we can go back to that. Here's a handoff to Reisner. Reisner gets it in the corner. Linville thought about a three, tries to force one inside, has it knocked away and stolen. Here's Beavis bringing it across the timeline. Floats a pass over in the corner to Camfield for a three, off the mark, rebound, tipped away, ran down by Beavis. Kicks it out to Butler again. Here's Camfield over in the corner. Got him covered this time, so he drives baseline. Kicks this one inside to Bogus, and he's going to get called for traveling. So after the turnover, it'll still be a 14-point lead. It's 28-14. We're at the 4.5-minute mark. Craig brings it across the line. Hands it off to Linville. Linville shoots it over to Reisner. Reisner looks inside. Now he'll kick it back out front to Linville. He'll try a turnaround three. Good.
Nice.
Stop and pop, and 3 points goes down.
Glad to see that go.
Here's a layup off the glass on the other end. Battle for the rebound. Slapped out to Craig. He wants to run with it. Tries to kick it over. The pass is knocked away and stolen. Now we come the other way. Here's Beavis. Beavis feeds down low. Back out to Beavis. He'll try a three. Good. Nate Beavis with the triple, and it's a. Did they count out a two?
I thought he said three.
It's 30-17. Where it was, I thought it was 28-17. So here's Linville. He wants to try a three. This one's off the glass. Good. So his three is in, and it's a 30-20 game. They must have just counted that as the two because it was 30. Anyway, here's Camfield with another three. His shot won't go. Rebound tipped away. Finally it goes out to Reisner. Reisner has the 3-on-1, lays it up off the glass, and has his shot blocked. He didn't make it to the glass. Camfield with the block. Now Mosley will come back in as Bogus will return to the bench. 30-20 your score, 3:05 to play second quarter. Craig trying to find somebody to get it to.
My goodness.
Tried to bounce it off Camfield, and he stole it. Lead pass down to Beavis, who lays it up good. Everything they tried seems to go backfire for the Trojans right here. Cats lead by a dozen. 32-12. Craig out front. Gives it to Rich. Pull up jumper is blocked. Mosley pulls it down, spin move in the lane, and there's an offensive foul going to be called on Mosley.
His second?
I think it's his team's fourth.
That's his first.
It's his first foul that they got it on the board. 32-20 is your score. That is his second now, Brent. They put two up there. Here's Craig on the right wing, dribbles down into the corner, shoots it back out to Linville. Cross court pass to Reisner. He's wide open for a three. This shot is too strong, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul on the rebound.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a shooting foul for someone. So I think they're calling a hook on Butler.
Yeah, he was boxing him out, and his arms weren't straight out. They did have him hooked.
He had him by the hips, and they call that a hook nowadays. He used to be able, that was legal, but now
not so much.
Someone might have called it ticky-tack, but it is what it is. First free throw by Brody Holt, who goes to the line to shoot two, is up and good. And Mosley will go to the bench. Here's the shot is missed. Rebound by Patch Craig, kicks it out to Stetson Holt. He's going to fire a three, and he nailed it.
Looks good all day.
And Stetson just came back into the game, and he nails for 3 points. So that's cut the lead to 8. It's down to single digits now. 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Vargas back in the game. He kicks it over to Beavis. Inside to Butler. Here's Butler, wants to drive, goes up with the left hand, no good. Battle for the rebound, it hits somebody, and that's Beavis, and he was standing on the baseline, so it's out of bounds, and it'll be Collinwood ball. 1:48 to play. As crowd getting into the game there, and you love it. You love to hear the crowd back their teams. Here's Craig across the line, gets a screen, kicks it over to Linville, who drives baseline, and he's going to draw a foul from Beavis, and that's going to send Tate Linville. That's the 6th team foul on the Cats. None in the quarter for Collinwood. I'm sure nobody's noticed that on the board either. First free throw is too strong by Linville, and it stays a 32-24. 1:32 to play, first half. Second shot on the way, good. Cuts it to 7.
We're kind of going straight at them, though.
Yeah.
We're putting them in positions to foul.
True.
Not so much on this end. We're in that 2-3 zone.
Beavis feeds it inside to Camfield. And here's a pass that the dribble goes off of somebody's foot. I think whoever was guarding him.
Maybe Brody's.
It was, as he tried to turn and dribble, and it went off, I think, Brody Holt's foot and out of bounds. Camfield will inbound, shoots it out high to Butler. Butler wants to drive inside, kicks it outside to Vargas, who will drive in the lane for a jumper off the glass. Good.
That's a good shot.
Good shot. A couple of tall freshmen these Wildcats have, in Drew Vargas and Kason Mosley. Here is Patch Craig. Kicks it over to Bennett Rich on the wing. Now he'll get it over to Stetson Holt. He wants a long three. This one's off the mark.
Solid shot.
Rebound is picked up by Camfield. He wants a three. It's no good. Tried to get an outlet pass. It was blocked, and now here comes a long pass that is ran down by Stetson Holt. And they'll set up the offense out front. 33 seconds to play. 9-point game. Stetson on the wing. Trying to find Brody inside. Here's the lob inside. The shot is off the glass. Good.
Great hand.
Good body control on that one to keep from going out of bounds. It cuts it to 7. 15 seconds. Here's Brian out front. Going to be picked up by Stetson Holt. Gets it over to Beavis. Beavis over to Vargas, and he slid his foot. That's a legitimate travel.
That wasn't ticky-tacky.
He did move both feet on that one. 7 seconds even to play in the half. It's a 7-point game. Collinwood's got to hurry and try to get a shot in. Here comes Craig across the line. Pulls it up, drives inside, kicks it over to Stetson Holt. Here's a three on the way. The buzzer. Oh, and the official takes a spill. Oh, We'll see if he's okay. I think that was more of the team celebrating, trying to get together, and the official got caught up in that, and he took a tumble. And hopefully he's okay. He got to pick up his glasses. And I hand that to him. Anyway, that's the end of the half. Your halftime score is Wayne County Wildcats 34 and the Collinwood Trojans 30. Back with the first half wrap-up in just a minute. This is Collinwood and high school basketball action on Big Oldies Radio. And welcome back to high school basketball action on Big Oldies Radio. I'm Mike Rushing with Brent Littrell, and we are at the half in another good game. The first quarter there was all Wayne County there as they ran out to a 24-10 lead. They might even probably had 14 points, probably the biggest lead, just to see a Collinwood race back into it in the second quarter, outscoring the Cats 20-10. And at the half, it's 34-10. Kind of a tale of two quarters there, Brent, but it's a good game right now, just like the girls.
Yeah, Collinwood hit some, finally, like we said at the start of the game, hit some shots, and we can hang with anybody because, our guys don't quit. Just got to put the ball in the hole.
All right, we'll quickly look at those first half numbers.
All right, for Collinwood, we got Cole Reisner with 4 points, Tate Lemon with 7 points, Brody Holt with 5 points, Bennett Rich with 4 points, Stetson Holt with 8 points, Brandon Gray with 2 points, total of 30. And on the Waynesboro side, we got Logan Davis with 2 points, Case Bryant with 5 points, Cayman Canfield with 10 points, Nate Beavis with 7 points, Casey Mosley with 6 points, Drew August with 4 points with a total of 34 points.
34 points. So, again, we're fortunate enough to have a couple of good games right here. It could go either way, but time will tell. See what kind of adjustments they make and see how they play and shoot, and a lot of factors to come in. But we're looking forward to a good second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a good second half. There's not as much strategy, I don't think, as it was in the girls' game. But both teams are just trying to play their own brand of basketball.
Right, playing very hard. All right, we'll send it back to the station for a little bit of a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes with second half action. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to high school basketball action on Big Oldies Radio. And welcome back to high school basketball action. And I say action. It's been a good night to watch some basketball tonight here at Collinwood as your Trojans and Wildcats are battling here. Wildcats lead 34-30 as Collinwood will have the ball as we begin second half action. They work it in. Here's a pass into the high post, a handoff. 15-footer from the elbow is missed. Rebound taken off by Canfield, and he's got a long pass down to Davis. Kicks it out for a three that is missed. The battle for the rebound. The ball's on the floor, and now it's still finally picked up by Canfield on the left side. Gets it over to Davis. Here's Bryant, runs in, jump. His jumper comes off the mark and is retrieved by Bennett Rich. Collinwood will have the ball. Trailing by 4 as Craig will bring it across the timeline. Craig gets it to Rich again on that high post, and we got to travel. He lost his balance on that.
Yeah, he was going to run the little picket fence there, and he kind of lost his footing.
So after the turnover, the Cats will have the ball. Logan Davis will hand it off to Case Bryant, who will bring it across the timeline. Gets it over to Beavis. Back to Davis on the right side. Feeds into the post where Canfield takes his little left-handed jumper. It won't go. Rebound taken by Holt, and as his pass stolen as Bryant intercepts it. Here's a pass down inside to Case Butler, and he'll lay it up good.
Brody plays such great defense for that turnover.
And you always got to be careful on all your passes. You know, you start getting lazy on passes, you start making turnovers. Here goes Rich. He's slipping again. He needs to wipe his shoes off. Here's a drive inside and a layup. Good.
Tough shot.
Nice shot that's up and good by Cole Reisner. A little body control on that one. Davis out front as he'll set up the offense. He spent a lot of time, most of the second quarter on the bench, but he's back in the game now. They're starting point guard. Pulls up, feeds it inside to the low post. Canfield's shot won't go. Rebound put back up and in by Butler. 38-32, 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Craig brings it across the line. Trying to set up the offense. Gets it over to Rich. Back to Craig in the corner, lobs it inside to Holt. His shot off the glass, good. Got that one to Brody Holt, and he lays it up here and cuts it back to a 4-point game.
Good pass, good catch.
Davis, he sets it up, backs out to the midcourt circle. Kicks it over to Beavis, who gives it right back. Wants to get it to Canfield, being guarded by Holt in there. Here's Beavis on the wing, gets it back out front to Davis. Davis, not in a hurry. They're willing to run their offense to try to get good shots. Bryant comes to get up high to get the pass over to Beavis, back to Davis. He wants a three from the wing, and he got a three from the wing.
Two open.
Logan Davis right there with an uncontested shot, and it's 41-34. Here's Patch Craig across the line. He dribbles down to the right side. He kicks it back out front to Linville. Cross-court pass to Rich. He wants to try a three from the corner. His shot off the mark. Long rebound being chased and battled for, and I think it went out of bounds.
Good hustle.
And last touch by Lloyd Davis made a dive for it and got on the sideline. So it'll be Collinwood ball.
Both teams on the deck. Just come up Collinwood's ball.
You don't have those moppers out here in the high schools like you do the colleges and pros. Running to mop the sweat off the floor. That's maybe why you see Bennett Rich slipping a couple of times.
Get Miss Jennifer get a crew for that.
All right, here's up the high post. Hand off to Reisner. Pulls up. Jumper in and out, no good. Rebound cleared by the Cats. Cayman Canfield wants to run down the left side. Pulls up for a three. No good. High for the rebound is Brody Holt. He gets this pass out to Cole Reisner this time, and they'll bring it down the floor. Reisner gets it over to Bennett Rich. Rich back to Reisner. Almost had the pass stolen. Reisner kicks it over in the corner for Linville for a three. Got it.
Good pass.
Tate Linville with three. Cuts it back to 4. 4 minutes to play. Crowd's getting into the game. Here's another long three, and there's Logan Davis knocking down another three.
The call.
Back-to-back triples for him, and it's back to 7-point lead and a timeout. That'll be a Coach Ryan Franks taking the timeout for the Cats. 44-37 with 3:51 to play here in the third quarter. Coach Franks sitting down, getting his team to strategy. I like Coach Ryan Franks. I've known him personally for a few years, and I'll say he is one very good basketball coach.
Yeah, most definitely. Puts all of his free time, the summers, and puts a lot of work in it.
And he does that. He's the principal over there at Wayne County High School as well, so that's a little extra. You don't usually see the principals do that, more than a year or two. And he's had it for a long time.
You see him driving a bus, too. And
yes, sir. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
You put that in yourself. You've done a lot of coaching, teaching, driving bus.
I played some ball with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I've known him since he coached their softball team for a few years while I was umpiring. He was an umpire and official himself. I worked some games with him. Very nice guy. All right. Well, after the timeout, Colin will have the ball as they'll bring it across the floor without any pressure. Looks like didn't see any substitutions during that break. Here's a pass handed off to Craig. Going to have to get it back out now. It does to Rich. And they'll set it up out front with Linville. Gets it over to Reisner. Reisner looking to the inside. Now he'll try to drive. Little right-handed hook shot that rolls out. Will not fall. Here's Davis the other way. He's going to pop another three, and this one's short. Rebound not handled. Camfield grabs it, plays it up good. 9-point lead for the Cats now. Second chances there will hurt you if you let them have it. Here's Craig, hands off to Linville. Cross-court pass to Rich, has it batted away, but recovered by Reisner. And he got away with a walk, gives it over to Linville for a long three. This is in and out, no good. Long rebound comes out to Camfield. He wants to take it all the way, drive in for the layup. Good, nice move, nice finish by Cayman Camfield. 14 points now for Camfield, and we're going to get a timeout for Collinwood. As you said, a good timeout there as they've come out here and have a couple of breaks, and you need to break that momentum.
Yeah, I think our guys got a little bit winded there. Just something to stop the momentum and let us get our breath right here and get back in the game.
2:41 to play in the third. It's been back and forth. It's been close, and it's been stretched out. This last run by the Cats have made an 11-point lead. It's 48-37. Collinwood will have the ball as we're just about ready to go after the timeout. Okay. That's the second horn. They're getting ready. So we'll go in. They'll inbound it from the rear baseline. Linville will get it into Holt and back to Linville. He'll come in. You got Linville, Stetson, and Brody Holt with Cole Reisner and Brandon Gray in for Collinwood right now. There's Gray on the wing working on Camfield. You got Camfield, Bryant, Mosley, and Bogus in there with Davis. Here's a whistle away and a foul. I think we might have got a hack on Logan Davis.
Yeah, he didn't like the help. He was reaching there.
Yeah. That is his third foul. Team's first. Pass will go into the backcourt and be chased down by Cole Reisner. He'll bring it across. Goes over the right side, now gets it out to Stetson Holt, back to Cole. Brandon Gray tries to get one inside, has the ball knocked away, and a whistle, and I think we're going to get a foul. Is that a foul on Brandon Gray, or are they saying Camfield? We'll see.
Got lucky.
They're actually calling out on Cayman Camfield as he made a good jump to steal the ball, and I guess he ran over Gray. Anyway, it's Collinwood ball, first foul on Camfield. Davis goes to the bench. There's Beavis back in. Here's Tate Linville on the wing, trying to find somebody. Here's that lob down inside.
Pass.
Brody Holt lays it up, rattles, good.
Man, what a catch.
He's made some of those catches tonight. We've seen those get away from him before, but he's made a few of those. Here's Drew Bogus
Coach Dixon might should have had him as receiver.
There's a pass down inside for Camfield. The shot won't go, but he tips it back up and good. The lead goes back to 11. It's 50-39. 1:25 to play in the quarter. Here's Linville. Lobs another one in to Holt. Loses the handle, gets it up. This has a shot blocked, but a foul is going to be called on Mosley.
Brody's just a beast down there.
Yeah,
when he goes up, I mean.
He's big. He's about 6'3", maybe, and I'm saying he's about 230 or 40 pounds, you know, big upper body. So you're not going to out-muscle him.
Yeah, and controls his body well.
First free throw on the way is missed, and I'm sure Mosley thought that was a good block, but he was probably more body than it was arm. Second shot, this one is also short. Camfield with a rebound. He wants to bring it down the floor. He pulls up, now drives inside, and they're going to get a foul, a reach and a foul. Let's see who that was on. That was on Stetson Holt. Picks up the foul. I think that's his first, team's first. Pass comes into Camfield over to Beavis. Back to Camfield. Turnaround jumper is no good. Rebound high for the rebound was Mosley, and he takes it back up and good. Lead is now 13 points. And here's Gray. Cross-court pass to Stetson Holt. And he'll try to get this one into Brody Holt again. Has it knocked away from him. Stolen away. Here comes Mosley the other way. Loses the handle, picks it back up, gets it to Bogus. Over to Camfield. Long three on the way off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and they're going to get a foul. Drew Bogus went over everybody for that rebound.
Yeah,
and they're going to, and I think they're getting Brody Holt for the foul on it. So Brody Holt and Brandon Gray will head to the bench as Patch Craig and Bennett Rich will re-enter the game. Here's a pass comes into Camfield. He has a move inside, shot up good.
Great move.
A little slide step and then a reverse, and he laid that right off the glass. Good move by Cayman Camfield. Lead is 15. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Linville over to Craig. Craig to Stetson Holt. To Reisner. 10 seconds to go.
Plenty of time.
And here's a pass that's deflected out of bounds. It'll be Collinwood ball. 5 seconds, 5.2 to play in the quarter. They'll inbound it at the corner. Patch Craig with a trigger. Trying to find someone as he gets it into Linville, and there's going to be a grab and a hold over there. I think there looks like it might be Bryant. Was Case Bryant with the foul for the Cats. Fourth team foul, only his first. 4 seconds to play. Long pass comes into Bryant. Yes, it's over to Stetson Holt. He finally decided to throw it up. It's off the glass, no good. And the quarter comes to an end. All right, after 3 quarters of play, it's the Wildcats 54, Trojans 39. Fourth quarter action coming right up on high school basketball on Big Oldies. He didn't know that they had to shoot up there.
I know
Somebody said, shoot.
That's bad.
You're
a guard and you don't realize the situation.
And welcome back to Collinwood High School, where your Wildcats lead by 15. They outscored the Trojans 20-9 in that quarter, and it's kind of been that way. It's been a 24-10 first quarter for the Cats, 20-10 second quarter for the Trojans, 20-9 third quarter for the Cats. So even if the Trojans have a good quarter, they've got a long way to climb now here in one quarter.
Yeah, they got to have a good quarter, more than a good quarter. They need a great quarter.
Logan Davis brings the ball across the line. They'll set up. Like 15-point lead, you're not going to be in a hurry right here. Beavis has the ball. Being guarded by Craig now. So he'll get this one into Mosley. He's in the lane. Going to have to get out of there. Here's a pass over to Camfield, who drives in, has his shot blocked and out of bounds. So it'll be Cats ball under their own basket. Camfield will inbound as he gets it in to Bogus. Here's a pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound picked up. Here's Camfield, goes up, scores. Another offensive rebound. All right, here's Patch Craig. Gets it over to Stetson Holt. Back to Craig, tries to lob it inside to Brody Holt again. His shot rattles, goes good.
Nice job, Brody.
Brody having a nice game tonight as he's able to get those shots to fall. We've seen a lot of nights when they wouldn't. Here's Camfield with a pull-up jumper, no good. Brody pulls down the rebound. I think he keeps control as we'll go the other way. Here's Reisner on the left wing. Gets it out front to Craig over to the right side. They get in the right corner to Rich. Back to Reisner. He wants to drive inside. His shot is up off the glass. Count it, and one.
Good to see that go down.
That was a good touch as he put that up there. Drew Bogus with the foul. It's his first, team's first. Free throw on the way, good. And those three cuts the lead to 12. It's 56-44. 6.5 minutes to go. Here's Beavis working on Stetson Holt. Gets it over to Bogus. Bogus bounce pass inside. Kicks it out to Davis. He wants a three, and he got another one. So Davis has had here's a timeout going to be called by the Wildcats. Coach Franks wants to set things up. Beavis has kind of caught fire from three-point range here in the second half.
Yeah.
Davis.
Haven't had anybody get close to him yet. You know, I think that's his third one, right?
Yeah, I know it's three in the second half already. And said he spent about all the second quarter on the bench, so, you know, he's back in here getting things going. Yep. Brody Holt's knocked down to 11 points for the Trojans now, getting those shots on the inside.
Yeah, and he's been a anchor down there on the rebound and get position. He's played a great game.
And look at so far Cayman Camfield, he's up to 20 points in the game. So as the timeout ends, Collinwood will have the ball. 6:19 to play and still trailing by 15. Craig brings it all across the line, picked up by Davis, gets it off the high post to Bennett Rich. He turnaround jumper from the free throw line is missed. And we're going to get a sideline warning for Coach Tanner Andrews for the Trojans.
We'll put him in the box or out of the play.
So, you know, if he gets another one, it's a technical foul, you know. That's kind of a good thing nowadays. Used to, it was just plain technical foul.
Yeah, giving you a chance at least.
Yeah. Yes, they'll give you a warning because the second technical foul would be an ejection. All right, here's Mosley. Gets it over to Bogus, into the corner to Davis. Gets inside of the post to Camfield. He goes up and over Holt and scores. And hard stop down there.
Yeah, Brody had pretty good position.
Here's a long three-pointer on the way. It's an air ball, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Wayne County ball. Stetson Holt was out there about 5 feet past the line, and he's well off target.
A little deep for that one.
So, leading by 17, Logan Davis will walk it across the timeline. He get it over to Bogus on the left side. He'll work it over to Bryant and into the corner. Feed this one into the post again. Now to kick it out to Bryant for a three. In and out, no good. Rebound. Loose ball picked up by Logan Davis. He scores, and he draws the foul. Looked like Collinwood had the rebound secured, then he ticked it away, laid it up, and he drew the foul from Bennett Rich, his third. He'll go to the line to shoot one. Shot is missed. Rebound out to Camfield. His shot is missed, and the rebound finally cleared by Collinwood. 19-point lead for the Cats now. Here's Cole Reisner, gets it over to Stetson Holt. Out front to Patch Craig. He'll try a three from the top of the key. That's off the mark. Rebound is knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. It was off of Cayman Camfield. He was battling Brody Hope for it. And the floor's wet, so they get a towel out there to wipe it up.
There's that crew we need out
Yeah,
there.
it is. It's fun to watch those guys out there. I was at a UT game a couple of weeks ago up there, and those guys were, when they were playing on one end, they'd be down and mopping the other. So they take their job serious.
I think we could recruit some boys to do that.
Well, sure. Look at all those student section over there. They ain't doing nothing but standing there.
Yeah.
Get them a mop.
Yeah.
All right, back to action as the inbound pass comes in. Shot up off the glass. Good. Brody Hope scores down on the block again. Cuts it to 17. Here's Logan Davis. He'll walk it across the line again and picked up by Craig. He works it over to Mosley, back to Davis. Being guarded again by Craig. Has it knocked away. Stolen, and we're going to get a foul. And I think they're going to get Davis for the foul.
Is that 4 or 5?
I think it's 4 on him. So Logan Davis picks up the foul after Patch Craig. He playing good defense, good and tight, knocked it loose and stolen. He had to trying to get it back and grabbed him. So that's his 4th foul, team's 2nd. I'm sure he's going to stay in for now. Pass comes in deep into the backcourt to Craig, and he'll bring it in the front court. Wants to work one-on-one against Brian as he takes him. His shot won't fall.
Yeah, he put it on the glass right there.
Yeah, a good drive. He just, like you said, didn't get the glass and the shot wouldn't roll in. Here's a pass knocked out of bounds on the other end, and it'd be
knocked out to Sarah Creasy on the sideline over there.
She's in the student section.
Lucky she had her hands up.
Yeah, she was paying attention down there. Which, hey, inbounding the ball to Camfield. He comes out to get it. Up, takes it out front to Bryant, over to Beavis. Beavis to Camfield as they'll work it around out front. Not in a hurry to get any kind of a shot. You can do that with a 17-point lead. Under 4 minutes to play. Here's Bogus, Camfield. Bogus looks like he's been held, but no call. There's Beavis, and he was so wide open with the ball, he didn't know what to do with it. So he gets it over here. Here's a drive on the baseline. Nice dish over to Mosley, who lays it up good. Good pass by Camfield on that one. Give him an assist.
Those two guys worked well together down there.
That's a freshman and a senior. 65-46. Here's another lob in. Brody Holt, and he is a little too far deep, and it's going to be stolen away. Here's Bryant. Gets it to Camfield. 3:10 to play. Mosley, high post, kicks it out to Beavis. Beavis going to get fouled by a reaching Tate Linville. For Tate, that is they said that's his first foul. Team's 2nd. Beavis inbounds it to Mosley, gets it back to Camfield. Camfield to Bryant. Bryant to Mosley, back to Camfield. Bryant, as they'll pass it around and gets inside to Mosley. His shot off the glass, good.
They're automatic once they get it down there.
And he's a lefty down there, is on the right side to do that. Lead is 21 now. Biggest lead of the night for the Cats, 67-46. Here's nice move in the lane. The shot up good by Cole Reisner. Good fake, and then he finished it off with the basket.
Great move.
67-48. Here's Mosley on a high post, going one-on-one against Brody Holt. Lays it up good, and he fouled him. It looks like maybe the fatigue setting in there on Brody there. He's worked hard in this game.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to come out of the game for a spell. 2:22 to play. It's a 21-point lead.
Normally the ball goes in the paint, you'll have 4 or 5 of your guys in there. It was this Brody.
Bennett Rich back out of the game. Stetson Holt in. Mosley's free throw good. We got Drew Bogus back in for the Cats now as well. You got Davis, Bryant, Bogus, Mosley, and Camfield in. You got Linville, Reisner, Stetson Holt, Bennett Rich, and now you've got Brandon Gray who just came back in. Here's a move and a little runner down in the lane. Shot is missed, and rebound cleared by Mosley. He'll get it out to Bogus. Got it in the backcourt. Got some pressure. Going to have to get across the line. He finally does. Mosley being double teamed. Fights off a couple. His layup is missed, and we get a foul on the rebound. It's going to be Drew Bogus picking up the foul on the rebound attempt. Rebound was secured by Bennett Rich. That's third team foul, second foul on. Colin will have the ball. 1:47 to play in the game. It's 70-48. Cats lead by 22 now. Here's a pass over to Rich. He pulls up for an 18-footer off the mark. Good. Tipped up.
Cole.
Good. Cole Reisner with the tip in. Cuts it back down to 20. Here's one of the younger players into the game. I thought he was going to shoot a three. I'll get you the number in a minute. Bogus rebounds his own missed shot, puts it up, misses again, gets his own rebound again. There's a scramble for it. They're on the floor, and we're going to get a held ball. Okay, that for the Cats, I've got Lawson Stiegel in. He's a sophomore, comes into the game wearing number 11. Going to get a couple more subs in. It looks like we're going to get Barrett Gallion and Kyler Self in as the other freshmen. The two bookend freshmen are going to come out as Bogus and Mosley. So we've got some younger players in here getting some minutes. Reisner tries to drive inside. Goes up with a shot up, no good. Rebound is pulled down by Self. Self gets it over to Stiegel, and he's going to get called for carrying the basketball. So that'll be a turnover. Under a minute to play, 59 seconds in a 20-point ball game. So this one's all but over. Been a good game up to the, looks like the Trojans ran out of gas here. Here's Linville. Tries to get it up high to Rich. Turnaround jumper is off the glass, good, and he drew a foul.
Shot.
70-52 now your score with 45 seconds to play. That's the fourth team foul. That foul was on Kyler Self. Of course, his first. He just entered the game. So Bennett Rich will be at the line to shoot one. Free throw, good. Cats will bring it down. Stiegel out front. 40 seconds to play. Not going to be in a hurry. Self for the ball. Gets it over to Gallion. Back to Stiegel. Here's a shot on the inside. It's up and good. And Kyler Self with a basket. Nice little feed inside to the post. Here's Reisner. Wants to drive inside. Spinning move. Try to kick it over there. Ball's deflected. Finally picked up by Gray. He drives in, and he's going to draw a foul from someone. He's going to go to the line. So that was on Self. His second. He picked up two fouls right quick. Send Brandon Gray to the line to shoot two. First of which is up and no good. Just under 20 seconds to play in the game. 72-53 in favor of the Wildcats. We're going to pick up their second district win of the season. Free throw by Gray, good. It's an 18-point contest. Stiegel will bring it in. They may just come in and dribble it out. No, he's going to try to
Run a little set.
Run a little set. So they pick it up. There's another player in there. Casey Franks, that's the coach's son, is in there. There's a turnaround jumper by Gallion. Long shot is going to go out of bounds, no good, and that game is going to come to a close. Your final score tonight, your Wayne County Wildcats 74, your Collinwood Trojans 54. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a minute. This is high school basketball on Big Oldies Radio.
Talking like
And welcome back to Collinwood, where the Trojans and Trojanettes both suffered losses to the Lady Cats and Wildcats tonight. Wildcats had a pretty good second half. Fourth quarter was a pretty good quarter. It seemed like the difference in the game was right there in the third quarter when they stretched the lead out. Trojans spent the fourth quarter trying to play catch up and pretty much saw the Cats just pull away. Wound up with, and that happens, it's 20-point victory. But really, overall, Brett, it just seemed like it was a better game than that for most of all.
Yeah, the Wildcats they play that. They have the championship traits. They rebound well. They hit free throws well. They make their open shots. They just got a lot of good habits, and our guys are trying to find that niche.
Yeah.
We have spurts of that. We just got to put it together for the entire game.
All right, and you see, sometimes I don't know if they run out of gas in the fourth quarter, or I mean, just when the shots start falling, a lot of times it's more momentum than it is endurance. So that's the results that you got. All right, let's look at the final numbers.
All right, for Collinwood, Cole Reisner had 13 points. Tate Lemon with 10 points. Brody Holt with 13 points. Bennett Rich with 7 points. Stetson Holt 8 points. Brandon Gray with 3 points. Total of 54 points. On the Wayne County side, Logan Davis 13 points. Case Bryant with 5 points. Cayman Campbell with 22 points. Nate Beavis 7 points. Case Butler with 2 points. Casey Mosley with 17 points. Drew Bogus with 4 points. Kyler Sup with 2 points, and Barrett Gallion with 2 points, with a total of 74 points.
And one thing you could point out, I mean, that's a freshman coming in scoring 17 points, and that was big for them. I'm sure he's probably had some other solid games, but that's almost a difference in the ball game. Those points off the bench.
He was very aggressive, very solid. He did not have any freshman type traits. He played like a basketball player.
Okay, so the Wildcats' record improves to 14-7 on the season. They improved to 2-1, more importantly, in district play. And then the Trojans dropped to 9-11 overall, and they're now 0-3 in district play. As I said, we haven't got any scores from the Perry County and Frank Hughes game. Let's see what that. Yeah, I think that was one of the earlier games. I'm going to get some message in there as the girls' game. We'll check those out. You can find scores later on. Check some of your media outlets. I'm sure you can find that. Anyway, we've got a lot more district action coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me get my schedule out here where we can see it. And I'll give you next Friday night, the next district action. Trojans and Trojanettes, I don't know the Cats' schedule for next week. On Tuesday night, Collinwood will travel to Santa Fe. But then right here next week, January the 30th, Collinwood will be hosting Perry County right here. That game will be on Big Country, and Brent and I will have the action with that. And the Cats will be hosting the Lions from Frank Hughes at Waynesboro next Friday night. That game will be on Big Oldies right here. And so tune into those games if you can't make it. You can listen here. You can watch it on the live streams. And I'll say this, think about it. I don't think there's anywhere better to find good high school sports action all year through the school year than right here on Big Oldies Radio, WWON Radio. So we're glad to bring it to you. All right, Brent, looking forward to this. I mean, the Trojans, at some point we're going to get to see them win a game, so hopefully, it'll be soon. But yeah, they're battling, so they're too good not to win games.
Yeah, they got a good team. We still got a ton of basketball to play. We're just now stepping into the heart of the season, so yeah, we expect some wins and some more good basketball.
All right, so it should be. Again, we'll have this all the way to tournament action. That'll be coming up in February, later February, and we're excited to keep bringing you all the action from high school basketball throughout the county and on both our Big Oldies and Big Country here. So just make sure if you can't get to the games, to tune in, and we'll have the games action for you. So all right, we're gonna sign off now from Collinwood. then say thanks for tuning in. We thank all our sponsors for making it possible, all of our leaders. We had Jace tonight on the panel at home there at the station, and he did a good job. Appreciate that, as always. And just want to say thank you to all your fans for tuning in to high school basketball action here. For Brent Littrell, I'm Mike Rushing saying good night from Collinwood, and thank you for listening to Big Oldies Radio.